Gonna count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cue action.
Okay, so what is your general thought process while making your films?
Okay, typically I tend to rock Alfred Hitchcock everything, so as soon as if anything stands out and seems to be of notice somehow, I'm normally doing anything that seems to be odd and off their rocker. Typically a standout.
So all of your films have been based off Alfred Hitchcock in one way or another?
Yes, I edit in his style, and lighting typically is Hitchcock.
Okay. What gave you the idea to make this particular film?
Actually, my parents were hunting for a house at one point, and this idea came from this, but a lot of it just happens to be added on. But we actually went into a house, and there was paint chips on the wall, and the woman put a bunch of like decorative things around, and I'm like, wouldn't that be funny if like they hid even more severe things in houses when they're being sold? And my brain went to bodies.
Why bodies?
Um, I'm primarily a dark humor person. Everything's dark and morbid, and I make everything in terms of that nature. And in terms of dark nature, you're always having bodies, blood, gore, and all that nonsense. So typically, I go for the dramatic, standout kind of nonsense.
Okay. So what's the greatest length you went to in order to make a film?
Typically, I had this one film I did. It was dark. It wasn't a dark humor. I did like it had to do with a killing scene and suicide and such. But I wanted the opening scene to have a city of Cleveland kind of time lapse. Spent about 3 hours doing this little opening for it just to get the time lapse. It was ridiculous, but ultimately I'm an editor first, so it was worth it.
Okay. Has there been another prime example?
Coming up on this set, literally we were having like all these cow parts and stuff. So the length isn't the problem, it's how weird it is just to get these shots.
As a director and editor, do you feel that these feats or these acts are necessary?
Yes. If you just have a basic film, no one will remember it like at all. But even if, let's say, there's a catastrophe and this film turns out horrible, they'll be like, "That's the cow meat one." Like it's you put something weird with it, and someone will remember you. It doesn't matter, regardless.
Now, what is your thought process while making these films?
Well, I have a dark sense of humor, so I just think it's incredible to be involved in something like this. It's not really disturbing from my perspective, it's just an opportunity to be engaged in something and be a part of something that's not typical for people at our stage of the field.
What is the greatest length you've gone to in order to make a film?
Most recently, I burned flesh off my skin, my hand, uh, burned right through my cotton shirt, melted my flesh into a light. It's self-cauterizing though, so.
You also mentioned being a one-woman film crew.
Oh, usually a one-woman film crew. Sometimes there'll be a maximum of maybe 3 of us. That's usually how it works out. But a lot of carrying equipment by myself, a lot of setting up, rearranging, writing down reports by myself. But as long as you get it done.
Now, do you think these lengths are necessary in order to make a film?
How do you make a film without doing these sort of things? I mean, yeah, it's necessary. You can't really complete it unless you go through these steps. I mean, sure, you might be low staffed, but doesn't mean you have to get it done. In order to get it done, you have to work with what you got.
Can't do close up.
So this was what we're calling from now on 4A, and we're going to call them 4B.
I did that before. Yeah, so they're all going to be 4s. We're marking their position. Make sure with Katie it's good too. Okay? Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
Hello, Martin family. I'm so glad you guys could come today. My name is Layla Parker. Bethany, I think I spoke with you on the phone last week. John, Bethany says that you guys have been having some trouble finding any houses that interest you. Maybe we can change that.
Did she say that? How nice of her. This selective over here probably didn't tell you that you're our third realtor thus far. So anyways, thank you for meeting with us today. It's a real pleasure, and hopefully we can get this deal done, for the sake of all of us.
Well, lucky for you, the owners are highly motivated to sell. So, if the house is a good fit for you, we can make a great deal today.
Layla, this house is just divine.
I spoke to Michael at your home office, and he was saying how ridiculously cheap this house was for the amount of land and home a buyer would actually receive. Why is it so cheap? Why are the sellers just giving this away? I mean, is it termite damage? Are the floors collapsing? What? Something's wrong here.
I tell you what, why don't we look at the beautiful bedrooms we have over here? And look, there's enough room in case you want to add future little baby Martins into the household.
Oh goodness, Layla, these are large bedrooms. And for now, John, we can make up one, even a little cute study room. These closets are so big, I can fit my entire shoe rack in them!
Yeah, you can. But I got so much more to show you. Come with me.
Okay.
Come and see the kitchen, sweetheart.
The family that lived here before kindly decorated the dining room, and then disappeared. Seems funny to me, Beth.
Also, there's this really amazing fridge and freezer over here that comes with the house.
With just a few homemade touches here and there, we could make this work, John.
Absolutely.